This is Mercy Pilkington for Good E-Reader at Digital Book World 2013 in New York, talking right now to Jim Hilt, who is the Vice President of eBooks for Barnes & Noble. He just came off the stage with a really great presentation. We heard a lot of the great buzzwords right now, like discoverability, so some of those issues that are coming up. So I want to ask you, first of all, you mentioned something very important, that we don't categorize the books now, we look at your interest. How does that help the readers?
I think ultimately right now what happens in a bookstore is you have kind of the traditional categories that we've always put books together in. And for someone based on their interests, they ultimately may have to go to 2 or 3 of those categories. They'll have a couple of books in nonfiction, they'll do something kind of mass market, they'll have something kind of in the core literary fiction that all may be related to the topic or the interest that you're doing. The one I always kind of use lately is kind of 1940s spy and intrigue. There's a lot of true historical, nonfiction that you can get at. You can get from a lot of good biography in that era, whether it's the war planning that Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt did, all the way through to literally what happened on the ground during World War II. And on top of that, there's a tremendous amount of fiction that covers that space. And so it's really, that's your interest. And so digital allows us to rethink those traditional book categories and really make sure that we're targeting the user and the user in a way, or the reader in a way that really kind of gets them to see more books than they would have normally seen about the interests that they're focused on.
Yesterday we actually heard a presentation based on some survey data that said that while dedicated e-reader users are still reading more ebooks, the tablet readers are growing exponentially. So what does that mean when you're actually deciding, do we release a new e-reader, do we focus more on our Nook tablet? What does that mean for the company?
I think the way we think about it is actually, it's about reading anywhere. And so I would actually say that the people who love to read, they're reading on their color devices, they're reading on e-ink products, and frankly, we're somewhat, focused on making sure that we have the right product portfolio. In addition, it's about bringing Nook to all of those devices, right? So we're, really excited about our partnership with Microsoft to be able to be, such a prominent part of the reading experience on Windows 8. We've always been on the iOS and Android platforms. So I think actually for us as a company, the larger, the market for people to be on a device, whether it's a color device or it's an e-ink device, really is great for us because it helps us get books in front of people who want to buy them.
Also this year we're hearing a lot about globalization, so is that a consideration moving into these foreign markets, especially the launch in the UK with the Nook? Is there more of a push for a tablet or an e-reader in certain foreign markets?
I think the way we look at it is a little bit similar to what we do in the US, which is independent of the e-ink or the tablet device. It's about ensuring that Nook is available across the ecosystem. Again, with the work that we're doing with Microsoft really becoming an integral part of what the Windows 8 rollout globally will be about. It's an important piece of how we're going to reach readers. So when we think about expanding into these new markets, which we'll do this year, it's really less about which Nook product. It's really about Nook on all of these products in those markets to help ensure that this amazing content library that we have can be put in front of readers in the market.
And lastly, with the growing popularity of the Nook tablet, of course, Barnes & Noble is expanding into Nook Video and Nook Television. So what are the considerations there and how is that done so far?
Yep, so Nook Video is the service that we launched with the new HD and HD Plus products. And that service we're really excited about. You can either purchase or rent movies and TV shows. We are continuously expanding that catalog in both the US and the UK market. That will just continue to grow. It really is an important part of ensuring that all of the content that people want to experience on these amazing color devices are available to them, and so Nook Video is just another way in which we're bringing content to life. We did that on top of and at the same time as launching Nook Catalogs as an example, which was yet another piece of great color content that can take advantage of these devices and really bring a value to the consumer, which built on our history of magazine and newspaper innovation and whatnot. So the way we think about all of this, including Nook Video, is really about bringing the breadth of content and entertainment experiences that you want in your life onto the devices that you use every day.
Thank you so much for your time. Again, this is Mercy Pilkington for Good E-Reader at Digital Book World.
Thank you.